So back in the fall, it was floated that it was an inevitability when it comes to a Cardano or ADA ETF. And I've seen some questions pop up. Are we still going to see this? Are we still going to see a spot ADA ETF here in the US? And the answer is yes, I still believe we are. And there's some big reasons why. Now, I have to say that first of all, there is only one approved and actually trading spot ETF product, and it's Bitcoin spot ETFs. Been trading since January. We've seen billions and billions and billions enter the space, push the market to some levels we normally don't see early on. Exciting stuff. We've now had the first approval of Ethereum spot ETFs. We're still waiting on the approval of the S1 applications, and then that trading will commence as well. Now we've even seen proposals and applications for Solana spot ETFs by both VanEck and by 21 Shares. So now when I'm looking at this list here, it seems like ADA is probably the next in line, either somewhere around the time of Solana, basically in the same breath as Solana when it comes to this. And there are some big reasons why. When I look at this list, I see a few glaring issues with some other assets. Obviously, right now, BNB, very much centralized, very much controlled by Binance. We know that XRP, currently Ripple, is engaged in this ongoing litigation with the SEC. So XRP is under the scope of the SEC right now. They're alleging it's an unregistered security, and it's actually embroiled in this court case. Toncoin, huge centralization. Dogecoin is a meme, but may see something there. And I'll get to that maybe in a different video. And then you get to ADA. ADA is a top 10 asset. It's been around for a very long period of time. It's shown stability from cycle to cycle. And there are a lot of advancements that are taking place with the Cardano ecosystem right now that frankly are flying either under the radar or completely off of people's radars. Now, here's the thing. Some people will say, oh yeah, the ADA chart looks like crap, or retail's not paying attention. And you need to understand that the retail focus and the institutional focus, they aren't always the same thing. Okay. Retail loves meme coins, NFTs, exciting things. Institutional money likes tech-driven stuff, long-term assets, things like that. Okay, this has been the case for a very long period of time. And when we look at what's happening with Cardano right now, you are seeing some big tech advancements. You are seeing adoption from governments throughout the world. You are seeing large partnerships to actually utilize the Cardano blockchain being signed to facilitate, obviously, further use and adoption. Now, here's the thing. Retail hasn't been paying attention to that. If they were, the price would be a lot higher than where it's at right now. But guess who's paying attention? Institutional money. A big indicator of that is we've had some of these ADA ETFs launched abroad. We still see ADA in some of these large institutional funds like Grayscale has. Now, I won't say it's the most dominant asset. I won't say it's the most exciting asset, but it is a long-term sustainable asset. It's one that, again, is going through some big growth right now. And I think a lot of people, frankly, are sleeping on this. Now, what I have to say is this, is right now, do I expect an imminent launch of a Solana spot ETF or an ADA spot ETF? Not necessarily. I think it's going to happen sooner than people think. But right now, you have to remember that the SEC is the one that approves all these spot ETF products. And these spot ETF products are, in fact, built essentially on the underlying asset themselves. They use it as the collateral. And right now, they are not going to approve assets for these that they consider to be unregistered securities. Solana and ADA have both been named in multiple lawsuits by the SEC as unregistered securities. Doesn't mean they are one. It's just by what their current thoughts are. Okay, I got to make sure I'm very clear in that regard. They're not unregistered securities. The SEC just thinks everything is because they're frankly idiots. Now, this is going to change at some point here. We need the approval and passing of FIT 21. Again, I've talked about this before. It's a bill that's going to bring in the CFTC, a more of a pro-crypto entity. This already passed through the House in a landslide. Basically, we need it to pass through the Senate in basically a supermajority, and then it's going to 100% be a law. There will be no turning back at that point. So when will this happen? I would think very soon. It would make its way to the Senate sometime here in the summer, should make it to the president's desk by that point. I don't think this takes until the fall. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to get a spot ADA ETF sometime in the fall. Right now, I think institutional money is buying their time. Right now, the Solana applications, they're kind of some toes in the water, per se. They're testing out the sentiment. They're testing to see if the SEC will actually approve these, right? or if we're going to get, like I talked about, the rejection because they're unregistered securities, right? So that's kind of where we're at right now. I believe we do get an ADA spot ETF before the end of this market cycle. I believe ADA as an asset takes huge steps forward before the end of this market cycle. It's all about time. There's a lot of things that are changing in this industry as a whole right now, right? We've never had spot ETF products. We've never been covered in the way that we are right now. We've never seen this much interest from governments and enterprises and things like that. The whole landscape of the industry, even years ago, I said it's going to look drastically different by the end of this market cycle. It's going to look even more different by the end of the following one. But know this, big money is in fact paying attention, and they're wanting to get into these assets in a regulated way. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you in the next one. Take care.